Well, hello there! It's that time again. It's time for the blog that truly blazes. Here on this beautiful Friday afternoon, a little rainy here in South Florida at Modern Zen, my home away from home, but still beautiful, December the 9th of 2011. I'm going to go over the energies of the previous week, what we're in right now, and what's happening for us by the end of this upcoming week. So indeed, it will be an interesting ride. Please strap in your seatbelt and get ready to take off. Okay, the first card is the last card of the previous week's reading. And that card is the Aeon, attributed to pure elemental fire. It represents burning away things that we no longer need to have in our lives. Now this is very interesting because the first card of this reading is also the second card. Now, how could that be, Bob? Well, when I shuffle the deck, I do not take out the previous week's card. I leave it in. And usually it does not come up. But today it did. The Aeon popped right up, and I go, wow, that's very, very interesting. And then I look at what's happening astrologically, and it starts to make sense. We are at the end just about of a Mercury retrograde. Yay! It's just about done. We're almost there. December the 13th is coming Tuesday around, I think it's 8:43 p.m., something like that. The retrograde of Mercury is going to end. This means things are going to ease up around us as far as travel, making major purchases, communications. Now, do understand, we do kind of going through a shadow period, which some astrologers put as going as far as 2 weeks after a retrograde. But for formal and practical purposes, it's done. And as far as I'm concerned, if I want to purchase something or I want to sign something, I will do it as soon as the retrograde ends. That's not going to be an issue. So don't feel like you've got to wait 2 weeks. But I want to be upfront about that. You can have a bit of a shadow period. So if you feel a little funny afterwards for a while, it's okay. That's entirely natural. It's not just you. All right? But things are going to continue to be interesting. We do have coming up now the sun going into Capricorn. Now that's going to be next week. So we're going to have winter solstice coming up on the 21st. We'll talk about that more for the next reading. But the point that I'm getting at is we have a whole shifting of energies, which is again what the Aeon has always represented. It always represents a big shift, a burning away things that are not needed. Fits in right with the retrograde. We go over the past. We look at our past mistakes. We look at things we did not finish before, maybe started during the last retrograde, and we go ahead and we straighten those out, and then we're ready to go ahead and blaze into a new future. So the card that we're going to come into for the end of the week, okay, because the Aeon repeated itself, the Judgment card repeated itself, we're going to come into lust or strength, as it's also called in the Rider-Waite. Now this is attributed to Leo. Leo is fire. Leo is dominant. Leo is strong. It's creative expression. It's feeling great inner strength. It's feeling like we can do what we want to do, which is kind of like how we probably should feel after coming out of a retrograde. Now that's also coinciding with the moon. The moon is going to go into Leo right after the retrograde ends. So I see it as a really auspicious occurrence that the lust or strength card attributed to Leo came up in the position that it did. So definitely it wasn't a mistake having the Aeon come up twice and having the lust card at the end. I think these fiery energies are going to be here for a bit. It's power, it's transformation, and it's going to carry us through this winter solstice and onto beautiful and wonderful things through the holidays and towards the beginning of next year. Well, there you go. There's your blog that has blazed. And it will blaze again next week. I sincerely appreciate your support, your loving support, your attention, watching the blog, commenting. And I do love you very much. Until I see you again next week, happy holidays and many blessings.